Um, well, usually it stems from some kind of jam or improvisation. One of the things that we've done from the very beginning is that we just love to play together and improvise and have these long extended jams. And usually when we do that, something will come out of it, whether it's a feel or a melody or a chord progression or something that we could latch onto. And then once that seed is planted, then the sparks start flying and we just kind of go off. And, that's really cool. Let's move it in this direction. Let's make it go 4 more times. And then, and then somebody will chime in. What would be cool? There's this feel on such and such album that I could picture here. And there's just such a great chemistry. And then once it starts to become a little more cohesive, we map it out. Like we have something like that you can't see on camera, but we have a big some sort of display, some sort of board, a grease board or something, and we'll start writing out the arrangement. And usually it's something that's erasable because we constantly change it, and we develop it from there. And we by the time when we feel like it's complete and the song is done, then there you have it. I mean, as far as conforming to a 3 or 4 minute rule, we don't think about that. Our songs have extended. We've had songs that are 40 plus minutes, so we don't really worry about that. But sometimes there is a concern that maybe something's going on for a little bit too long, or we'll go through that a little bit. Maybe a section sounds too repetitive, or does it really have to go 8 times, or things like that, but never in the constraints of a typical radio formula, 3 minutes or 4 minutes. We don't really think of that. Well, I think early on, for me, I did a lot of fictional writing. I just kind of, probably because of the type of music that we were influenced and we listened to, and it kind of goes back to the musical. It's like feeling pompous, pompous, and you're writing these stories, these magical things. And I think now I try to be more genuine and base things off of emotion. I think that people really could relate to that a lot more than they could about some fictitious story. And even in the case of Scenes from Memory, where it was a fictitious story, there were characters in it, and there were real emotions and real situations that people relate to. And in fact, a perfect example is The Spirit Carries On that record. In the context of the story, it's really about a character relating to a past life. It has nothing to do with the real world. But people tell me all the time, maybe a relative of theirs died, they play the song at the funeral or whatever, and somehow it reached them on a really basic emotional level. And I think that's the way to go. I think that's where the real communication is with lyrics.